Hey yogis, it is Jenna from the Exploring Yogini. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about online yoga teacher training. But before we get into that, make sure you hit that red little square. I think it's right there. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell. That is going to let you know when I release new yoga discussions, yoga sequences, and everything else. I've gotten several questions from some of my students, and they are doctors who are super busy with driving to and from work. They're mothers who have kids to take care of, or people who have just joined their industry. So they don't really have time off of work. And a yoga teacher training online allows for that flexibility to study whenever they want to learn at their own pace, and then to also take breaks when they need to. If something happens at home, they're able to go home and deal with that. So I've never taken an online yoga teacher training. I've done a bit of research into it, and I'm just trying to give you more of an overview of what an online yoga teacher training is, what some benefits are, as well as some negatives. I'm a bit biased when it comes to yoga teacher trainings. I've taken 4 in-person teacher trainings. I love them. They're amazing. But I do recognize that online yoga teacher trainings also have their strengths. Some benefits of the online yoga teacher training are the yoga teacher that has created this course for you. They've put a lot of detail and energy into their course. So they're able to record something over and over and over again until they've gotten their point of view across. They can provide as much value with the time allowed. An in-person yoga teacher training, they deliver once and that's what they deliver. There's no opportunity for them to go back and to edit, to make things clearer, to put in as much information as they can in a certain amount of time. So that's an awesome benefit of an online yoga teacher training. And then also an online yoga teacher training, you can do it on your own pace. You can take as much time one week as you can, and then the next week maybe you don't do it at all. You are completely in charge of your time and how quickly you get this course done. Where an in-person yoga teacher training, you have to be there all day Saturday, all day Sunday. Sometimes you have to take an entire month off work. And that's just not possible for everybody. Another reason that somebody would take an online yoga teacher training is maybe they live in a small town and there are no studios around them. Or maybe a studio is offering one yoga teacher training and it doesn't fit with their schedule. And that just makes an online yoga teacher training that much more appealing to a market in deep, to the asana and the history and the chakras and everything else. All right, so what are some of the negatives to taking an online yoga teacher training? My biggest lesson that I've ever learned throughout my yoga teaching career is it's all about your community. It's about the people that you meet. And if you're looking for jobs, it's most likely going to be the yoga teacher trainees that were with you. I believe, since I don't have that actual experience with an online yoga teacher training, is that you're probably not going to develop as close of a relationship to the other students. I could be totally wrong. If you've taken an online yoga teacher training and you've had a different experience, please let me know. And then another negative is, I don't know about you, but when I'm on my computer, I have different tabs open. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm pinning on Pinterest. So I would imagine that it would be a lot more difficult to stay on task, where in a yoga teacher training, you are like immersed in it, and it's really hard to get distracted. So that would be another negative to an online yoga teacher training. And then also not having that in-person experience, not standing up in front of people and teaching, not touching a human body, not working with another student and giving adjustments and feeling how awkward it can be in the beginning. That can be really, really hard. If you want to be a yoga teacher, creating the confidence from an online yoga teacher training to actually stand up in front of a class and to use your words and your body actions to guide students through a sequence, I imagine that would be quite difficult. So what are the different online yoga teacher trainings? I've seen several. Some are a couple months, some have in-class portions, and some have none at all. So this is a great opportunity to talk about the Yoga Alliance. Yoga Alliance is the governing body of all of the teacher training. A lot of the yoga studios require their teachers to be certified through a recognized Yoga Alliance program. If you don't have any human-to-human contact hours, Yoga Alliance will not give that stamp of approval. Therefore, you cannot teach for that yoga studio. And like I said, many yoga studios require this. But on the plus side, there are some online teacher trainings that do have that in-class portion that you can pay extra, or maybe it's included. We'll have to make time for that classroom hours, and that might involve traveling depending where you are in the world. So then you would be able to apply for jobs through a yoga studio. I was doing some research, and from what I could find, there are no laws or regulations in the United States that say in order to teach yoga that you need a certification of any kind. So 5 years ago, if I wanted, I could have taught yoga on the side of the street and I would be fine. But to work at a studio, that is not the case. So is an online yoga teacher training worth it? In my opinion, it depends on what your goals are. If your goal is to deepen your yoga practice, to learn about the asana, to find safety, to explore yourself and your stories and your history, I think an online yoga teacher training is perfect. But if your goal of a yoga teacher training is to one day become a yoga teacher, I would say probably I wouldn't do it. I would go in person. You know, there's only so much that you can learn from a screen, and to be able to work with people, you need to have that experience with people. Teaching yoga, it involves a certain amount of confidence to stand in front of strangers and to lead them through a safe yoga practice. So, I mean, it's up to you. There are definitely the positives and there are the negatives. So what would you do? Would you take an online yoga teacher training? Please let me know, comment below. I'm absolutely open to your suggestions and to your thoughts. Like I said, I don't have any personal experience. I've done 4 yoga teacher trainings in person, and that's my point of view. Hit subscribe and hit the bell below. Before you go, again, I'm Jenna of the Exploring Yogini. Thank you so much for stopping by and for watching today's video. I will talk to you guys later.